we were very excited to learn that some urgent information was going to be announced by the Prime Minister at 7 a.m. that was a defence interest to our country. Were we going to be invaded? Were we going to be told about extraterrestrials? Not even close. We all got up and looked at the television at 7 o'clock in the morning to be told that Australia had become the beneficiary of a French deal to build submarines now in Adelaide. The United States, Australia, and the UK formed an alliance called AUKUS, and via digital link-up, Joe Biden, Boris Johnson, and Scott Morrison got to declare this new deal that's worth $90 billion for Australia to build nuclear submarines that up to this point we had always rejected on our land, or as it turns out, in our waters next to our land. This time it didn't seem to matter, and in doing so, Australia has taken the deal. Joe Biden forgot Scott Morrison's name, and Australia, America, and England, the UK, put their ally France offside. Interestingly, what's happened in this scenario has shown us that now the AUKUS trilateral agreement has now made China very edgy, and Biden not only their puppet, but now their enemy. What will China do about this situation, and how will France behave? Will France look to China? Will France sever ties with the AUKUS trilateral group? Maybe they'll all pull out of the G7, and who knows? But it seems that globalism is being challenged for what is nothing more than a little bit of greed. Why would you change manufacturers of a submarine unless it is that Australia can somehow do it better, even though we don't really have that reputation? Were they both nuclear submarines in both France and Australia? That remains to be seen as well. The agreement is shaky, but what we are seeing now is that yesterday on Sky News Australia, Sharri Markson interviewed Donald Trump, Mike Pompeo, and DNI Ratcliffe about what's going on with China and what's going on with the Wuhan virus. The questions being asked were, was this an act of war? So what remains to be seen is anyone's guess, but it looks pretty clear that there are movements going on both sides of the Pacific. Australia is right in the thick of it, even though we're all the way down here, but there are movements definitely going on. The establishment, their narrative is starting to crack, and there are court cases aplenty in Australia at the moment